Well, hello, good morning. It is Director Dominique McGee here. I hope everyone is doing well. Today, I want to go over, I'm going to get a little personal just a bit, but I want to go over being dedicated to self, pursuing your dreams, digging out your goals, and pursuing them with all of your heart. So let's get into it because I don't like to waste anyone's time. So let's discuss it. What is holding you back from doing what it is that you love? Do you even know what it is that you love? Do you know what your talents are? Do you know what your gifts are? Do you know what is in you that you have to make your mark on the world? If you don't, then let's take the time to discover ourselves, to dig deep within ourselves and discover our talents. They may be things that we used to love as a child. Excuse me. Things that used to drive us wild. Things that we were just all out into. But as we got older and got out there into the world, these things have been pushed down. Our dreams have been pushed aside as in not valuable, as if they're not worth our time or our effort. But I'm here to tell you that your job, unless you're doing what you absolutely love to do and you are living out your dreams, your job is keeping you from living your dreams. Now, you can use your job to build on your dreams, and you don't have to have everything. You just have to have a willingness to start. So let's get into it. This is why it is very important. Let's get into a little personal story about me. When I was in the life, when I was in the street, when I inevitably wanted better for myself. But it seems as if I had too much stacked up against me, working against me. Maybe even I was working against myself in this season, based off of the company I was keeping, the things I was engaging in, my environment, everything that was around me, that I was engaged in, that was a part of me. From every day that I woke up told me that I was not worthy, that I couldn't do it, that I wouldn't do it, that I wouldn't be nothing. And it was very hard for me to discover self. And listen, guys, for me, it's acting, modeling. I love tap dancing. It's something that I have to get back into, though. But seriously, guys, it's writing. I love to write. I love to read. I definitely love to break down the word of God. It's a lot of things that I enjoy. But at a season in my life, these things were so far from my reach. They were dreams that bothered me, desires that were inside of me that really bothered me to even think about it. I was the type of person that I couldn't even really watch movies because it was something about that movie that would grab me, that would make me feel like I'm supposed to be in it. I'm supposed to be in a film. I know that I have what it takes. And the fact that I'm not in a place that I can live that dream, it bothered me. I would bawl. I would start crying. And I would start feeling a bitterness within myself because what am I doing? If I feel like this is what I need to be doing, why am I not pursuing it? Because I don't have access to or the knowledge of how to do it. But I would tell myself, as soon as I get a break, I'm going for it. As soon as I get a break, I'm going for it. When I was younger, the first time I met my grandmother, she looked at me and she was like, absolutely beautiful. You're going to modeling. And I was so stuck on the hood life. I was bitter and angry at her for some things. And I was dedicated to the hood. I was dedicated to the street life. I was screaming, gang, 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 and I was angry. I was angry at myself. I was angry at life. I was angry at my family. And I did not even know where I belonged. And I hated myself. So as I grew in this life, in this dark place, I became the person the hood said I was. I became everything else other than myself. I went to burying my real desires and my gifts and my talents within myself. Because anytime I brought them out and spoke about them to people who were probably I inspired me or were influencing me or a part of my life at that time, when I opened up to them, they're like, you can't do it. You don't got it. You're nobody. Like, whoa. And that was the crushing to my dreams, to me even getting up the courage to pursue them. There was a time where people used to say I look like a guy. She looks like a man. And I would have to eat and look away and act like I haven't heard a lot of things that were said about me. And it was like, if you believe these things, they will become your reality. So I would put so much makeup on. I would try to change so much about myself to fit into what someone else felt was acceptable, felt was the look. Even when I was in the dancing life, a lot of my friends got a lot of work done and things. And I sat there and I was like, I'm so not happy with myself, but I don't think I would be happier with myself if I go and do this. Now, there's nothing wrong with anyone doing what they want to do to enhance themselves. By all means, do it, whatever is right for you. But I'm speaking on how I felt. Even if I wasn't happy with myself because of what was pushed out on me, it didn't allow me. I had the money to change it, but I didn't want to. It was like, I might not be happy with it, but what happens if I change it and I'm even worse? Nope, I can't do it. So I had to get to a place where I love myself. I had to get to a place of self-rediscovery that, hold on, I have bottled up too much of myself. I have locked away and denied myself my gifts and my talents. I have denied myself the opportunity to bring them to life because of what someone else said to me or how someone else made me feel about myself. You won't be nothing. You're just like your mother, or you're just like your father, or you're not worthy. You won't be anything. You're a product of your environment. These are the things. I would even be in relationships and go through physical abuse. And the first thing that would be said to me was, you're not worth it. I don't need you. You'll never be anything. You're not going to make it. You're not going to be anybody. And the fact that these were the words that was used to hurt me so often in my life, it hit me one day that maybe they see something about me that I don't see in myself. That maybe if I step back, that this person, this that is fighting me is trying to tell me something about myself that I'm already beating myself up about. At the end of the day, my dreams and my goals would toil in my mind and in my heart. They would make me feel so depressed, so down. When I would drink and engage in substances, I would really be sitting there looking like, what are you doing to yourself? Why do you make time for this, but you're not making time for your dreams, for your goals? Why are you not pushing yourself and challenging yourself? Just the same way you lock them deep down in yourself, Dominique, you need to get a shovel and start digging them out. Kick people out that do not appreciate you, that do not value you, that do not treat you with the utmost respect that you treat them. And it was like, whoa. I was accepting so much and so much from people that was not true about myself, that was hindering me from even to having the courage or the confidence or the self-esteem to even go forward. So I had to embark on a path of self-rediscovery. Wait a minute, what are my gifts? What are my talents? And I had to get over, it's too late. I still go through this sometimes. It's too late. Too much time has passed on my dream. Too much time has passed on my goal. Yeah, I wanted to be in the Olympics. Yes, when I was younger, I ran track and I was really great. And I wanted to be in the Olympics. Now that season of my life, now that I'm in my 30s, yeah, it has passed. But me being a superior athlete and taking care of myself physically has not passed. I may not make it into the school age Olympics, but I can still maximize on my physical ability. So that's me finding a way to direct my own goal and not give up on myself. Dig out your talents. Dig out your gifts that God has given you. Because I want to say, I'm a spiritual person, listen, the gifts of God are come without repentance. Well, it doesn't matter. That's what God has set aside for you. It doesn't mean if you pray to me 3 times a day, if you fast this week, if you give that week, then you can operate in your gift. That's not what that means. The gifts of God is without repentance. Means God has set in you. He has placed for you. That is yours, baby. Operate that gift. If you work it, it will work. So when I'm telling you this, it's such an amazing thing because a lot of you see me as an inspiration. Miss McGee, you inspire me to do this. I want to do this. And I want to tell you, as you're telling me you want to do it, I'm looking at you and I'm saying, no, your terminology is wrong. You are doing it. You are on your way to doing it. You are researching how to do it. You are doing it. Make it a now thing. No longer wait. I didn't wait until I got to where I am to start pursuing my dreams. I will give you another little story that may be encouraging to some of you. Not too long ago, but a while back, as you can see, I'm very blessed and fortunate this day and time by the grace of God and Him alone. But not too long ago, a year and some change ago, my son got shot. I lost everything at the same time. So now I'm left in a dilemma. Like, God, I'm supposed to be following my dreams. I'm supposed to be doing this, and everything I'm doing fell apart. And it was like, and I'm taking care of so many people. I'm reaching out and I'm helping and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. But at the same time, I'm drowning emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially. My back was against the wall and I was drowning and I was about to hit the number one panic place. The number one panic place for me. And that's when God sent some people in my life to slow me down, focus on me so I can be in position to help others follow their dreams, to do more. Because I had to sit back and say, okay, wait, I'm not in a position to do all of this right now. So let me sit down and focus on what is important and move forward as it goes. So I sat down and I was at the rock bottom. I was at rock bottom. Most people didn't even know. And people were so shocked when they found out, how can you be in such a bad situation, but still pursue everything? Yes, I spoke. I went out to speak to other people about being homeless, and I returned homeless. I spoke and I encouraged and I gave to people so they wouldn't go hungry, and I would return and eat of the spirit because I had not of the flesh. Understand, if you do, you get it. If not, it went over your head. I gave more than I kept. I used my voice. I pushed. I went to school. I went back to school, homeless. I end up doing, let's say, 1 play, 2 movies, and 3 model shows. And I graduated school at my worst. Why? Because it was challenging, yes. It was a place where I didn't want to be, but I could no longer be where I was. And I was not going to let where I was at that current moment keep me from going where I wanted to go. And it was no longer an excuse going to be on the table. So I had to dig out my talents. I had to dig out my gifts. I had to reevaluate myself. I had to look at myself and say, what areas of my life need my personal attention right now? My personal growth. Yep, I had to check in therapy, go talk to somebody. Hey, I've been screaming gang, gang, and thug life for a long time, okay? I need to talk to somebody. I need it to make sense. Before I can help it make sense for anyone else, I needed it to make sense for me. I needed to take time and get into self-care and self-rediscovery, the things that made me happy. And I realized that a lot of these things got chipped away in abuse. A lot of these things got chipped away in neglect. A lot of these things got chipped away in me feeling as if I wasn't enough or as if I was unworthy. So I had to rediscover Dominique. And in doing so, it brought me to a place where I'm not a survivor. I am not even, I want to say overcomer. Nah, baby, let me tell you. I am a warrior. I'm a fighter. Because no matter the obstacle, no matter the adversary that comes, the adversity that comes against me or the adversary, I'm going to make it. And that's what I realized about myself in my self-rediscovery. That I'm resilient, that I'm tired of being strong. And I hate that term when people say, you're such a strong woman. It makes me want to punch them. But I receive it because the honest truth of it is I am. And what was meant to break me did not. It gives me the strength to sit here before you and tell you, hey, baby, follow those dreams. Dig out them talents. Let's get right. Let's get right. And I'm here to tell you guys, and this it's going to bring a couple tears to my eyes. And that's how you know it really means a lot to me. I recently had a trip down south. And when I went back to where I came from, and I got to see the person that God had took me from being, I had an opportunity to see firsthand that I am not who I was. That what used to serve me will never serve me again. And it was so many people that I truly cared and loved for, was in a bad situation. They were in places that I would never expect for them to be. And it hurt me because I cared for them. And I'm like, wow, okay. And it hurts because when you really care for somebody, you don't want them to hurt. You don't want them to struggle. You don't want them to go down. You want to encourage them. You want to uplift them. I have made significant sacrifices for people that I would want them to be doing better today. But that wasn't the case when I returned. So it really hurt. But it also gave me a praise because God said, did you not see what I had removed you from? Do you not see what I saved you from? Do you not see that you got this, baby? You can do it. And then I had the opportunity to sit and speak to some people who I didn't even know that I influence or that I inspire in a way that I do. And it's like, wow, that what keeps me going. Because if you are in a stuck place, and I have already been there, and you are watching me come out, and you're watching me dig up my talents, you're watching me work them, you're watching me use them, this is inspiring to you. So because you know me. You know me. I know her. I sat with her. I drunk with her. I watched her cry. I seen her at her worst. I seen her in gangster mode. I know this girl. I seen her on the pole. I know her. I seen her sell drugs. I seen her use drugs. I know her. I had a relationship with her. Yes, whatever the case may be. When you look at it and you say, I know her, but I don't know this woman I'm looking at, it's like, hey, that's God. And that's me in my spiritual element. And if I gotta tell you, excuse me, somebody's outside going crazy, guys. I'm messing up my makeup, y'all. But if I have to tell you in reality, all glory goes to God, true enough. But I'm able to exercise my talents and my gifts today because I didn't give up. And that's why I take so much pride and joy in picking others up behind me. I want you to see me acting. I wanted you to see me in my modeling elements. I want you to see me in my speaking element. I want you to see me pick up tap dancing again. I want y'all to see that. I want you to see, because I want you to get encouraged. I want you to get stirred up in your spirit, in your flesh. I want you to want to do what's best for you as well. And believe me, I go through changes in self-esteem because I look at how I hated myself, how I beat myself up, and how I let others beat on me, how I had to fight so much, how I let the drugs take a toll on me, the alcohol take a toll on me, how I let just that part of me almost destroy me. So now when I'm on the runway, or when I'm coming back for a confidence, I'm coming back from a dead place when it came about me. So this is what I want for you all when it comes to self-rediscovery and digging out your talents and digging out your gifts. Don't wait. Don't wait. Why do you keep telling yourself tomorrow when you have given you were given life today? Sit down. I don't care if you start by just writing them. Getting back to self. Because there is something inside of you that is going to take you to the next level. And many of us get caught up in waiting for someone to come and get us. But even Christ asked the man that was sitting by the pool, who was he waiting for? So I know that Christ asked me that many times in my life. Who am I waiting for? Girl, get up and take your bed and walk. Get up from here. The same way you got involved with the foolishness is how you got to get uninvolved. And that's what it was for me. But it's not going to be a cookie cutter way for everybody. But let's start with the inspiration. Let's start with the motivation. Let's start with the tools and the knowledge of self. Let's start with digging out those tools, digging out those talents, digging out those gifts, and our self-rediscovery and moving forward. I thank you for the time to get a little personal, guys. I'm sorry for crying. I'm sorry for crying. That's how y'all know, like, this little subject here means a lot to me because it has a lot to do with why I go so hard. And I thank you guys for loving me, on me, and telling me how much I inspire you. And I will see you guys in class again next week. Take care.